Hello everyone, I'm Snock. I'm doing another Casuals and Chat conversation today. I've got FraaOrolo with me.
Hello, everyone.
So, let's just get straight on into this. I'm just going to random because this is Casuals and that's how we do things.
But that's what I do.
Okay. So we have a big grappler slugfest coming up, it looks like.
This is a very interesting matchup, but I think all of the grappler matchups are very interesting matchups.
hmm
Lots of tense decisions on what throws you use.
Yeah, it is. So,
Especially given that Midori has the slowest throws of the grapplers, and his 2 is his dragon form.
hmm
The only edge he does have is his Dragon K is the fastest throw of all the grapplers, outside of the
super
ace
throws, yeah.
throws.
So, yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't play grapplers at all, really. But,
The grapplers are very interesting to play.
mhm.
I would recommend giving them some more chances. I really like playing as Rook. I think Rook is very interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, secret thing that I haven't said to anyone yet is that I think after Gloria, I've got to Grandmaster. I think I'll probably do Rook after that as a quick match series.
Should talk to LK404 sometime. LK404 currently mains Gloria, but back in the good old days, he played Mono Rook.
Okay, yeah, I have spoken to him a little bit like, on the Serlin chat, and I think yeah, he's had a few tips.
I think recently he started going back to playing Rook more often against some of Gloria's counter picks.
Yeah, I think I did see him picking up the Rook in some IOL playoff games. Okay.
The awkward moment when my K throw doesn't do 15 damage.
Yeah.
Still doesn't knock down.
So it does seem quite an interesting sort of thing to just play the K-throw neutral without a Dragon Form or Glimpse.
Well, it's also the question of, do I have a glimpse? Did I just not glimpse it because I didn't feel like the damage was necessary and wanted to save my glimpses?
Mhm.
I'm not a huge fan. I don't play a lot of Midori, but I'm not a huge fan of glimpsing things that already win combat unless they're a Q.
Right.
Because that's just spending a lot of cards for not a lot of extra payoff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate.
Hashtag callouts.
Well then, I see how it is. And I can't rock armor through that as well.
That was explicitly why I played it.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about Midori here is Rook doesn't have any dodges for me to drag an attack through.
Yeah.
It really does make glimpse just for the K and for making the Q undercut your ace. Bold 6 throw.
Yep. Okay. Hmm.
Life is always so interesting when Rook has the knockdown because he's like, what do I do here? Do I go for the rock armor mix-up? And then you remember that your opponent's probably just going to gold burst you
Yeah.
because you're Rook.
Nice. My turn to gold burst.
I see, I see. Your aces are noticeably better than my aces.
Yeah. So who do you think wins block in this matchup? So probably...
I think that's actually one of the harder questions in Yomi.
Yeah. Like specifically this matchup or generally block?
Both these characters have a lot of cards that they want to be aiming for their end game. Because Rock Armor is totally real from Rook in this matchup because it forces Midori to play aces as his combat option as opposed to other things. You can Rock Armor through your opponent's queue and do things. Also, Wall of Vines is just so relevant in this matchup. Wall of Vines is relevant because it forces Midori to Q attack. Do the dragon Q attack.
Yeah.
And then you can stonewall those, and those hurt.
Oh, damn. So hoping for random aces there.
Over here. My aces are never random. They're all very specifically timed. I do think Rook has the advantage earlier, so Midori perhaps wins block because he finally finds his cards. I think Midori can have more awkward hands than Rook does, because Rook doesn't have dodges, and that means Rook always has blocks. Not that Midori has a lot of dodges, but Rook just doesn't have as many different options, and so I think it's easier for Rook to have a workable hand, whereas I've found a lot of the times that I play Midori has awkward hands all the time.
Yeah, that's definitely the theme, that you need a lot of his pieces to fit together into the puzzle to do your thing.
Ow. Please don't hurt me.
I will hurt you.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean 20 damage is kind of average.
I would have been a lot more upset about a 6, 7, 8.
Let's do this anyway.
Threatening checkmate buster. While I'm at exactly 50. I'm a brave man.
Apparently so.
Buster me. It's called Choice Make Buster, thank you. I will not fall for your taunting.
It will work soon. Didn't tell you that I had all 4 threes in my hand.
Much more worried about the 5s than the 3s. That being said, that whole Rock Armor mix-up thing is pretty good against Midori after a 3.
Yeah.
That is acceptable.
It's not death, I suppose. Hmm.
That's a K throw.
Get K, play K.
Always a strong play, especially in grappler fights.
Yeah. Hmm. I think I may have made some poor rock armor suit decisions.
That is the hard part about playing Rook.
It's definitely
Well,
a hard thing about rook.
it's not too hard to figure out once you start paying close attention to it. You just have to play a couple games as Rook, where
Yeah.
you're paying very close attention to your suits of the cards in your hand. And you're like, oh, okay, I got this now.
Yeah.
The real trick is you just power up the cards that don't help you for aces of the suit that you need.
Mhm.
Also, that lets you threaten Checkmate Buster and Wall of Vines at the same time. Just always be powering up.
Yeah.
A J. Interesting.
Chip.
You know what I don't need? I don't need these things. Need more aces.
Uh-huh. Hmm. Well.
Hello.
Yeah, I kind of expected that. But that's fine.
I will definitely take it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Let's do this again.
Okay.
I mean, not quite, because I didn't have all of my jacks, but close enough.
Mm-hmm. So...
Now, please don't kill me.
which do I not need here? Yeah, I figured when you played the queen.
It was a very safe queen.
Mm-hmm.
Bomber's making fun of you because you should have done 6 and then the other side of your queue.
Oh, maybe.
Instead of Hammer Fist, you would have
Oh
spent
yeah, it's still lethal for one for your card.
one less card.
That is a good point. Hmm.
I honestly, a lot of the times as Rook, I'll combo into the throw side of Q instead of the attack side of Q if I'm on a hand smaller than 7 cards.
Yeah. Oh no.
I've had all of these 10s in my hand all game long, and it's been awful. It's like, huh, my hand is 10, 10, 10, 9, ace, ace. Like, what do I do with this hand?
I just had no blocks for like the entire last third or so of that game. Which...
It's very fortunate for me.
yeah.
Okay, so I clicked rematch with a new random character. Oh,
I did the same.
DeGray versus Zane.
Okay.
So this is an interesting matchup because Zane can just kill DeGray if he gets DeGray on the ground, because DeGray's only answer to meaties is blocking right or having a K.
Yeah.
But blocking right sometimes is difficult because if you pay attention to DeGray's block distribution, he has 4, 6, 8, and 10. He only has 2 odd blocks. So the meaty mix-ups is very real.
Especially when the payoff is so much more from an odd block.
That being said, it is awkward for Zane because Zane does not have the dominant throw in the matchup because point counterpoint.
Yeah. That's always a tricky thing to deal with.
Yep, he did 5 throw me on the second turn.
Oh. No knockdown, unfortunately, but whatever.
That happens sometimes. Zane only has 4 Jades in his deck. He can't always have them.
No.
Unless your name is Raziek, but I don't believe you know Raziek because you're too new.
I saw a little of his play back just before he left.
Raziek always had a J. Always. So I'm not super proficient with DeGray. One might expect me to be better with him because he plays very similarly to Argagarg, but I'm really bad with DeGray. I never know what I want to be doing.
Okay.
Other than winning combat, I'm a pretty big fan of winning combat.
Win combat, do lots of damage.
Well, not lots of damage because my DeGray is strongly influenced by my older brother's DeGray, Malorian_Thug,
Okay.
who plays a very block-heavy DeGray. Because as it turns out, drawing all of your 7s and all of your Ks often wins you games.
Yeah, they're good cards.
Also, always comboing into ace-ace makes you win games, and you do all of these things by drawing more cards.
Mm-hmm. So I suppose people kind of want to go low hand with the grey because of more high ground, but well, that sucks.
I don't need that card. But yeah, a lot of people do like going low hand and killing people with more high ground. I'm not a huge fan of doing that at all. Neither is my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that makes the gray weak to a lot of things. especially characters with advantage time like Zane. I think going to low hand makes DeGray kind of weak to Geiger, because sometimes then you just won't have an answer to a J on knockdown, and then you'll just die to a TD combo.
Yeah.
So I just don't like being on a low hand. I do think that maybe you shouldn't have used that 2 as your combo escape card.
Oh, right, the...
2 is better against DeGray than you might think it is. Because while on one hand you have to attack DeGray, it undercuts all of DeGray's non-ace-ace, non-K buttons.
Oh no.
Oh, look at King.
At least I don't get it backfire in my face.
I do my best to hurt you, though. I'm not actually sure how I feel about K in neutral in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really that keen to play any of my other options. It's just sort of a default panic button.
It is Zane's default kind of safe button.
Oh no, I knew that would happen.
7 throws for days.
Oh god.
7 throws for
7
days.
Not dead though.
Let's see if I can find a K now. That was unfortunately a good answer.
Yep. Oh. Well then.
Sad shenanigans, but those happen.
Yeah. Fortunately, I have that.
I was about to say, by now you surely have a J in hand. In this case, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. no.
Can't be too cheeky.
Well, I've got to try.
Don't throw me, please.
Okay.
Or do throw me and give me some life. One of the two.
Oh. Oops.
So I don't actually think that Troublesome Rhetoric naming throw in neutral is a very good thing to do, because it often doesn't do much.
No.
But I was almost out of sevens, and without sevens, the Troublesome Rhetoric attack use 7 throw mix-up doesn't exist.
No. Right.
Wonder who random gives me now.
Oh,
Up back
Midori.
Midori. So I have no clue anything about this matchup.
No, we don't see any Gwen at all, really. In sort of.
We have 2, maybe 3 Gwen players floating around the online community, and we don't see. Let's see, because I haven't seen Moth in a while, and the other one's Mystic Deadman, and I'm not sure if we have anyone else. I don't even know what I want to do. I feel like DQ is a very strong option in this matchup.
Yeah. Whatever.
I'm not sure how I feel about you pumping one of those with the 6, but I like holding on to 6s as Gwen to combo into.
No, that's true. It's more damage in there.
That being said, you kind of have whatever hand you have, and you went down to what, 4 cards?
Yeah.
So and it was a red 6, not a black 6. I really don't agree with getting rid of black 6s with pumps.
Yeah, I should be paying more attention to my black normals.
It's something you have to pay an awkward amount of attention to, because it's very easy to be on hands where you don't have normals. Peanut Gallery over here watching Bob Ross. Not that I can make fun of them.
No.
Definitely had a watch Bob Ross and paint night not that long ago with a group of friends. Curses, I've been foiled.
That's always nice. Okay. Not sure about what's going on with these draws, but I guess it's a thing you have to deal with.
On one hand, Gwen typically has the most consistent gameplay of a lot of the characters because she draws so many cards. She'll always have a lot of different options, but sometimes she can find herself on weird hands because that can happen to anyone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, whatever. Can't really complain about 20 damage off a throw.
It was kind of an odd combo, but not really. It's like comboing into one ace, not that odd if you haven't powered up for aces.
Mm-hmm.
You don't mind putting an ace in your discard so you can power up for it or do a straight for it.
Yeah. Oh.
No, thank you. Ow. The one turn that I said, okay, I'm not worried about getting hit by a J this turn. I get hit by a J. Goodbye, life bar.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't actually have any follow-up for that. Just like this stupid nonsense.
I mean, I am slowed this turn.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good for you.
Let's play this 0.0 speed attack.
How about you not hurt me?
Okay, if you insist.
Thank you. It's funny. When I use jokers, I'm of the opinion that I'm okay if you don't combo into my joker. I just want you to not hurt me.
Yeah.
And when my opponents play jokers against me, I'm very happy to just call them out and not do anything. I'd be very happy playing against myself.
Okay. A fearsome dragon.
Be scared. Be very scared.
Very, very scared. Bonk.
That's okay. I would like this cue, please.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Oh, I can't count. Never mind. Oops.
Okay. The Peanut Gallery asking a question about Troc versus Midori's Innates. Aspect of the Dragon. Whenever you block an attack or Joker, you may return a non-Joker card from discard pile to your hand instead of drawing a card.
Yeah, I suppose it might be surprising if you hadn't thought about it, but it's pretty clear from the wording, I would say, what's going to happen there.
Whenever you block an attacker or Joker, attach a block to Troc, or discard it if 2 cards are already attached. Yeah, because Gwen reads that you discard their block.
Exactly.
No, thank you. I was like, I should play. Nope, he's gonna play his Q. Big scary dragon.
Again. Ow.
No, thank you.
Because
okay.
I definitely need more cards. Don't need these.
Having Tickle in hand is always okay.
Yeah.
Makes your dodges slightly scarier. Not that you can dodge against me because I'm a dragon.
And I noticed that was the queen you got back earlier. So no information
Yep.
leakage.
I'm pretty good about that. Unless I'm specifically leaking information.
Yeah.
Because that's perfectly reasonable to do.
Mhm.
Not in very many matchups, but there are cases. Specifically against Valerie, you want to leak that you do have an ace of the other color suit. And then it doesn't matter anyways because you have a counter. Ow. I'm gonna pretend like I'm not dying.
Yeah. I mean, it seems pretty likely that it is real, but whatever.
Oops.
It's fine. Oh,
No, thank you.
no block damage for me.
On the ground, please.
Maybe I should have powered back up for that thing. So I have a fast throw.
Not super relevant because I am a dragon.
Yeah, that's true.
You did have another Q.
Yeah, I just drew it that turn.
There were still, what, 2 left in the deck? Yeah. So it was reasonable for you to have it.
Mhm.
I just couldn't play around it every turn.
No.
See who random gives me now.
Oh,
Oh, look,
okay.
Argagarg. So this is a fun matchup. So things about this matchup. K never works. It just doesn't. Arg has a counter, and Arg has a million attacks that just outright beat it.
Yeah.
Also, the counter... basically, it's just the counter is super rude to Rook.
Mm-hmm.
Arg has the fastest attack with Blowfish Spikes, and you can't even Stonewall it. Also, you can't dodge it, so there's a lot of checkmate end games that can appear.
Oh. Oh,
Also, Argagarg is a grappler. One comment I would make is to defeat the grapplers, you have to remember to throw them.
Yeah.
If you do not throw grapplers, you don't beat them as any character. You have to be brave, put your throws that are really low chance to win on the table, and put the grappler on the ground to abuse your attacks.
Oh, wrong way.
It's okay, I just wanted cards.
Hmm.
A wild Hamvar appears. So this is actually probably my favorite matchup in the game.
Oh, why is that?
Because it's... I honestly think it's even. I think it's one of the more even matchups in the game. Rook has a lot of HP, and Arg does very piddly damage.
Yeah.
Meaning Rook can just live for a long time, and that's challenging for Arg. But Arg has a lot of very oppressive options against Rook, which force you into fun endgames of Rook having a huge hand and threatening Wall of Vines or Checkmate Buster every turn. And Arg threatening, I'm just going to Blowfish Spikes you with counter backup. And then you can get down to super stressful end games where Arg almost has checkmate. I just think it's really fun.
Yeah, I can see where the entertainment would be. Oh no. That's exactly what I felt would happen.
This is a really rude interaction for Rook. Rook has a lot of buttons that can get him out of Bubble Shield because of Rock Armor, except they all cost a lot of HP.
Yeah.
Basically, Bubble Shield just is what removes Rook's life advantage for Arg, because Rook has to win combat, but do no damage.
Oops. Oh no. Sorry for the sirens. I don't know
You're fine.
what's going on here.
They happen. There's not much you can do to avoid it.
Hmm. Oh no.
Rough day in the world of Rook.
Yeah. Oops.
Should have auto-attacked. Always auto-attack the Rook on knockdown. He never thinks you're actually going to do it, and/or is too reluctant to commit his special blocks to blocking on knockdown.
Right. And even if it hits a 5, it's only a normal, so that's what, 3-5 damage.
Yep. And
He'd far rather use his 5s on
Ar-
blowfish spikes.
Arg hitting a 3 or a 5 into a 5 block and taking 3 damage or 5 damage, and then still dealing 2 damage
Exactly.
via Hex to Rook. Arg's super okay with that. Which mostly comes down to, while you're knocked down, you want to be playing your 3 blocks, not your 5 blocks. Because 3 is actually super relevant, because you'll do as much or more damage, and you'll get knocked down in that speed bump. Awkwardly, though, in this scenario, it wouldn't have done too much because it wouldn't have popped the bubble shield.
Oh dear.
Did I mention that Arg has very oppressive attack options in this matchup?
Yeah, it's very hard for Rook to outspeed those. Or you,
Yeah.
well,
Q
Q is
against
2.6.
Q, you against Arg's Q,
right.
you can beat it with aces, tie it with Jack, or Rock Armor through it. Rock Armor is typically your best option, but not in Bubble Shield. Because while you're in Bubble Shield, you do no damage and take 11 damage.
Yeah. And use up a whole lot of cards.
So this is one of those points where Rook might just get checkmated.
Yeah.
We're pretty close.
Hey, it worked.
Kind of.
It's the moral victory. Oh, never mind.
Kind of. Did I mention checkmate? That's the uncomfortable spot, because as soon as Arg gets here, I'm going to get aces as often as possible, and as long as I have counter backup, I can throw them at you indiscriminately.
Yeah.
Also, 5 block and 3 block do not pop the bubble, so I'm also perfectly comfortable. I'll deal the 16 from blowfish spikes through the bubble to myself while I'm at 82 life, and you're at 14 now.
I don't think it really matters.
At this point, I'm just going to see how much I can spam options that Rook can't beat. Gold bursts, blowfish spikes, Qs.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's interesting. I can counter Stonewall when my Gold Burst hits it. Oh, that's ace-ace. The bubble shield is popped.
Yeah. It's still...
T-minus 4 more turns to do 82 damage.
Might need some of those aces back.
But yeah, I really enjoy this matchup. I think it's a very challenging matchup from both sides, and I've played it a lot and really like it.
Yeah. I can see like, how it's tricky from both sides to get right.
When I started playing Yomi, it was one of the first matchups that I interacted with more, and at the time, the community was still fresher out of V1 Yomi, in which it was just a really rook advantage matchup because normal draw didn't exist. So Arg's low damage, he could just run out of ways to stop rook from just throwing him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, should we do one more and then see what happens?
We can do one more.
Okay.
So I'm told that this is secretly a counterpick to Setsuki to play Midori, because Midori can kind of sort of DQ her Speed of the Fox turns pretty safely.
Yeah.
Though I've actually never played it and made it work or seen anyone make it work, so... Knockdown's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because you're a grappler, and knocking down grapplers is fun. I do have to be careful, though. Midori has really fast attacks for a grappler.
Yeah.
Your attacks are 0.2 speed, which means your 4 attack trades with my 4 attack. But none of this matters if I just guess right. Why are you throwing me? That's not nice. You're supposed to be scared of my oppressive attack options.
Oh, that's an oppressive attack option.
New hand, please. I think I'm going to have to question the use of the Joker there.
I don't know, I kind of wanted some cards, because these ones
I
are not
suppose
great.
that's fair. Midori often does want cards. I don't know, I just like saving Jokers against Setsuki for when she's actually going to do damage.
Yeah.
Which I guess I could have had a second ace and then Jokering ace would have been very relevant.
Okay, let's see if this gets countered.
I did not find a 10, so it did not get countered. YBC, do you know what that is?
Yomi Bootcamp, I assume.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Did you drop?
I think I accidentally bumped a button and killed the page. I'm on my way back.
Okay.
I bumped a different button and accidentally pulled up some text. And then in working on turning that back off, I bumped the backspace button. I should disable that shortcut.
Yeah.
That's okay. That happens.
Yep. Okay.
Let's play that knockdown game again.
Oh.
My 2's a little bit faster than your J. Though J's not a bad wake-up option.
I think it was probably the best one I had.
And if I were doing anything other than 2, and you'd already seen 2 of my 2s, so there's a decent chance I didn't have a 2.
Yeah.
Lucky for you, I didn't have a real combo. I had 2, 3, 4 as Zetsuki.
Yeah, that's not really much of a combo.
That was a very, very, very safe combat option that
Yeah.
turn.
Oh, and you didn't even have a thingy.
Smoke
Counter.
bomb.
Yeah, that one.
Smoke bomb requires 2 cards.
Ah, it does.
That's why that was such a safe combat option,
Yeah.
because it would just win combat if I didn't play a block.
Wait, what? Or a queen.
Or a queen. I guess decent chance that I could have had a queen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. No. Or not.
I had the smoke bomb. My hand on that turn that you hit me with the DQ was the 4, the 10, and the ace. Okay. You tried to be a dragon. What does that mean you're doing next? Hitting me with that.
Nice.
That was one of the things that you might have been trying to hit me with.
It was indeed. Alright then. Well, thanks a lot for coming on and having a little chat.
Thanks for having me. It was lovely playing games with you.
Cheers, yes, same. Well, and thanks for watching everyone else. Bye bye.